Hi everyone, it's good to see you. Thanks for coming back and watching another video. Today I would like to go through a bit of a walkthrough, flip through of my hobonichi weeks and kind of just wanted to show you how it's been going since I did my setup video a few months back in January, not that long ago, but there has been a few change. Oh no, that's not true. I'd say very minimal changes, but there are updates nonetheless. So let's get started. I think the first thing to begin with, wow, I really can't speak English anymore. That's scary. But I have added a charm, a little Swisky charm, which is not too much. I was debating whether to put it here in the cover itself by, hole punching it or something, or just doing it how I've done currently, which is through the bookmark. Yeah, I opted for the bookmark because it was a lot less annoying, but this doesn't really bother me. Like it's fine, and it's also not intrusive, so much so that it's, when I put it down and it's like in the way, it's fine. It's really more decorative and more cute, and that's fine with me. So not much has changed. I think it's the same. I've just added the Smoomin. I was gonna say Smoomin like Snoopy. Moomin. What is this called? Blotting paper, because sometimes when I write with fountain pen it doesn't dry fast enough and then I'm writing, so I just kind of use it as a support for my hand and see that things don't blot. And then I also have these dot stickers that I use for the monthlies. It's also been the same. I think you'll see it in upcoming pages, but yeah, I still have the photo of Silas. I would like more photos of Silas, but I've just not gotten around to going to a Hamer and printing some photo card-esque pictures, but I will be doing that sometime. And of course, I'll share it with all of you because that's always fun. I think in this year at a glance, I still don't remember what it's called. I think it's year in a glance. You could see I wrote here crying tracker. Yeah, I'm not really doing that, and I also made a mistake. So I did travel here and then I highlighted the first 4 days. Not true. I did not travel in the first week, and I don't know how to reverse that. I can't, but it's fine. We live and we learn. But with the crying tracker, I was inspired by a few other people that I saw on Instagram doing it as well, and I thought, yeah, I cry a lot. I will record when I'm crying. And then when I realized, I mean, is there really any point if I cry every other day? Like, not necessarily, about being sad or being emotional, but I sometimes just cry at like a minor inconvenience and then I get over it after two seconds. I also cry if I like injure myself really badly. I just need to let a few tears out. So for me, I'm like, maybe it's not so realistic for me to track my crying. And then also in the end, I'm like, is there any value to me knowing this information? Not really. So that's also fine. But yeah, this has come in really handy. And I just realized I have this thing called travel. Oh, that's from 2025. Why is 2025 on the right side? Huh. Okay. I think 2027 is down here and I covered it with this. Yeah, that's okay. But I don't really use these 2 pages that often. I only really refer to the holidays, the Dutch national holidays. Otherwise, not really seeing much use. Here it's about also the same, just looking at birthdays. Maybe I will cover for my friend's privacy, but yeah, not much going on in these pages also. I think I might have shown this in January when I came back from Samadin. So this is December and was a test spread. And I really liked doing this like highlight of the day type of deal. And then I still used sleep tracker, but we'll see in the upcoming months. Yeah, January was when I went on a business trip to India. And in these weeks, I was kind of just going through the motions. And I really like that I kept up with this sleep tracker here. It's very nice. And yeah, I also use this as this space, if there is any. Sometimes there's not any space here, to also track some subscriptions, like yearly ones, because I have quite a few, but not so much. And then some general to-dos for the month. This is February. Yeah, I really had minimal sleep while I was... Actually, this is the end. Well, how come I'm not sleeping? That's crazy. I think I came back from India and slept so much and then went back to like 6-7 hours. It seems like 6 to 7 hours is my regular sleep time. I'd like to increase that if I can. But yeah, I'm mostly just using this monthly page as a way to track stuff in the month. So I had the monthly insert for the traveler's notebook last year because the weekly supplements weekly insert for traveler's notebook does not include a monthly like this. And I was really missing this view because it's a nice way to see if you're busy or not during the month. And I don't like to be too busy. I like to keep some weekends free for myself or just to stay at home. But yeah, I really missed the monthly view. So I'm really happy to be working in it again and also being in the same book as the weekly. I regret putting this all the way down here in the bottom, but that's fine. But all in all, very nice. I need to update this because I've just today, as of recording, I've made quite a few plans for this week. So that needs to be updated. Yeah, and then the next few months, blah, blah, blah. Very fun. Also, if you're going to Twice in Amsterdam, let me know because I'd like to make some friends. So we can get into the weeklies. I think I've also shown my weeklies for December in my January video, but I don't remember. So I'm going to do it anyway. But I like seeing my spreads when they're full, and just to go through how I organize my weekly planner. On the left side, I have appointments, so things that are definitely going to happen during the day and that are fixed in my schedule. So I always have things like work and yeah, appointments, events, whatever. Those are always going on the left column. And then on the right are general to-do lists / things that I did or things that are noteworthy for the day. So you can see here I was quite busy. Like I still put in, even though it's kind of a given that I work 9 to 5, well, not really the 9 to 5, but you know what I mean. Like Monday to Friday, I still want to write that in my planner because it's something that's fixed in my routine that I want to be cognizant of. Like, yeah, I work every day, but I need to have it. I need to be able to see it. If that makes sense. Maybe it's a me thing, I don't know. But yeah, other events, so like when I went to Samadin, like my flights, I wrote that here. Not necessarily have to include the time, but something that's actually going to happen. But when I'm on vacation, you can see here it's a lot less rigid because I'm on vacation. So I just wrote vacation in Samadin, and then like things that I ate, things that I wanted to do while I was in Samadin. Always fun. And then here on the right side, if I did want to visit something, I would write it for the day. I would write it. Otherwise, I just wrote what I did. And I also wasn't doing, like, I didn't put Dutch here because, you know, I'm on vacation. I don't want to do Dutch. I don't want to learn. Yeah. And same here. I went to Sabre, still in St. Martin. I really want to go back. I really miss it. And I thought this nice washi tape of tropical fruit was very apropos for the spread. And then it was New Year and it was quite busy. But I really love the look when I have lots of things on, and I can see here for the most part that I actually did most of my to-dos, which is also a very nice feeling. Very cool. Yeah, you can see that I don't really put stickers and stuff. I do, when I do want to put stickers or washi or whatever, I tend to do it at the end of the week to see how much space is left, because I don't want to restrain myself. And if I already put a sticker there, then I've already limited my space. And the hobonichi weeks is already so small. So I'd like to do the decorating at the end. Yeah, so super fun. I really like I was so busy in January. Lots of stuff was going on and I was being consistent with my tracker. That's also nice to see. Yeah. I tried a no manhwa for 1 week challenge and I passed. I think it helped that I was in India while that was going on. Oh yeah, so this is when I was in India, or here, this week I was in India. And what was apparent while I was on a business trip is because you're always mentally switched on. I wasn't really looking at my hobonichi that often just because there was no time, or I had no personal time. I think in the second week, you can see here, yeah, I did 1 night in, and I think that was the time that I started backfilling the week, because I was so busy. I was either like working, because it's a business trip, but after that we'd have social activities. We'd always be eating dinner. I'll be eating with my colleagues. I'm just always with my colleagues. They're very lovely people, but yeah, I was really mentally clocked out by the end of our trip, and I was like, yeah, I'm glad I don't have to see you for a while, or at least for the weekend, because we came on Friday morning. But yeah, all good. And I'd also moved to Rotterdam that week that I came back from India, so it was also quite hectic. Yeah. And I think here life was resuming as normal, or going back to normal, because the February, like December into January, Feb, going from St. Martin, then to a business trip in India and all of that, and then moving house was a lot. But much less busy than the previous weeks, which is nice. I really like this one. I did not do a lot of my to-dos, which is also fine. I went to Groningen during this weekend, and it's a place in the northeast of the Netherlands, and it's pretty much like almost as far north as you can go. And yeah, it's very far away, and it took from Rotterdam, it took me about 3 to 3.5 hours to get there. So I went there for the weekend and stayed with one of my friends. We did a little nice weekend away, and I had a really good time. Groningen was kind of doable in 1 day, but I was mostly there for the social aspect. And I really like this sticker. If anyone knows what series this is from, I'd be so grateful, because I got this as part of like a PET tape sample from Cafe Analog during the Stationery Cafe meetup. And I did not look at the samples that I got until I got home. And this is so like, I would want to buy more, but I have no idea where it's from. And there were no indications of the brand or anything. Like, it was just the PET tape itself. So if you know, I would love to know where it's from so I could get my hand on some more, because she's so adorable. Yeah. Some more fun stuff. I put washi tape. Wow, I am at a loss for words in this video, but a little bit of washi tape on the bottom here, but it was super busy. It looks like I had a lot of plans a few weeks back, and I love that. But usually when I have lots of things on, I ignore my to-do list. You can see I only did 2 of the things in my to-do. Yeah. And then I think because this week, the weekend prior was so hectic, I took a day off on that Monday because I was like, damn, I need a recovery day, which I'm finding out is as I get older, I don't think I can do or pull off the 5-day work week anymore. Call me a baby, call me pampered, but I really can't do 40 hours a week because maybe it's, well, I think it also depends on the job. I enjoy my job, but I'm not passionate about it, which is a shame. But I also don't think you necessarily need to be passionate about your job to be good at it. I'd say I'm okay, somewhat good at my job, and it pays the bills, and I don't hate it. But I'm not exactly being like, yeah, 40 hours a week in my corporate day job, you know? But yeah, those are thoughts for another time, maybe. But something fun is I booked Eurostar tickets to go to Paris with one of my friends. I've been to Paris before, but I think this is my first like proper trip because we're staying for 4 days. And I've only really done like the main touristy things because the last time I was there, it was only an overnight for a K-pop concert for twice. And then the first time I went for 2 days and then I only saw museums and then like the Eiffel Tower. So I didn't really get to explore much of like the food and stuff. It was more, I wanted to see as many museums as possible the first time that I went. So I think we might not even be doing any museum trips. Maybe one, I'm not sure. But I think more, we're also, for Paris, we'll be doing more like exploring the food for sure. Actually, might also just be food and then stationery because Paris is a beautiful place for stationery. I think this is last week. Yes, this was last week. I didn't have much on. Okay, and I really didn't have much on, but I really didn't do anything on my to-do list as well, which is it's fine. But I did put these sushi stickers here because there was nothing really going on during the week, and this was something I enjoyed doing. The last time I had a hobonichi weeks, like for my everyday carry and not as a language planner, which I think was in 2022, I would put stickers in this section. I'll put a screenshot above if I could actually find a version because I do have it on my Instagram or something from a while back, but yeah. And then this is this week and I'm filming on Monday, so there's not really much going on. But to kind of sum it up, there's so much that I love about the hobonichi weeks. It's one of the planners that I always go back to because the form is, in my mind, basically perfect. This is the perfect planner. Actually, debatable, but it's definitely a contender for one of the best planners, I think, overall in terms of quality. I really, it's obviously Tomoe River paper, and even we've had some issues with the new Tomoe River paper in the past few years, but overall, for me, the quality has been really great. And I really love that, at least for the hobonichi weeks, it's a cream paper and not white. And that's something I really didn't like with the cousin, because I think the cousin is just pure white and it's too white for my eyes. Could be something wrong with my eyes, of course. And it's small and compact and it has basically everything that I need. So monthly, weekly, some, but not too much spare paper at the back because I also don't really use it that much. So just have a nice segue into what I actually do in the back pages. I was playing with a done list before and I didn't really do it anymore. I use it for packing lists. I was health logging while I was in St. Martin because I didn't bring my health planner with me, or my health log. It's not a planner. You cannot plan for health. I mean, you can, but you know what I mean. And I have a 2026 purchases stationery list like I did last year, and it's only March and I've spent 200 euros, but that's fine because these are intentional purposes. Like the 120 euro one was for the TN 20-year anniversary, which is awesome. And I saw it and I was thinking, wow, I don't know what I choose the card size for, but I really want it. And I picked black because I don't have any TN in black just yet. And I don't want to repeat colors because I already have the brown one. Yeah, I already have the brown one in a regular size. So I don't want any repeating colors. But this is, yeah, I'm hoping this year I can contain it to one page. That's kind of my goal, but also no pressure. But you know. Yeah. And then I have places I want to travel to, potential trips. Most of them are TN partner places because if you see on the right side, I have a bingo, and one of my bingos is one of the things on my bingo is to visit 3 new TN partner stores. So technically, I've really only been to 4 in my not in my life, but okay, in Europe I've been to 3. No, 3? Yeah, 3. I've been to the Amsterdam one, of course, because I was living there. I've been to Louisbaan. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm so sorry if it's not how you pronounce it. The one in Berlin. And then I've also been to the one in Eastbourne in the UK. So that was, yeah, at least for Europe, I've been to 3. And I'd like to increase that number by a lot. So when I go to Paris, I'm definitely going to their partner store. I'm also going to Dusseldorf next month, and I'll be taking a day trip or a morning trip. I'm not going to spend too much time, but I'm going to Duisburg, and I will be visiting their new travelers partner store there as well. So in the next month, I would have visited 2 already, and then yeah, very fun and exciting. But yeah, there's other things on my 2026 bingo, like having a minimum amount in my savings, taking a cooking class, 500 subs on YouTube. Very big, ambitious goal, I know. But we'll get there maybe. I don't know. But what else? Yeah, try 3 new Michelin restaurants. I have very mixed feelings about Michelin as a concept, but I still love food. So I kind of know that for the most part, I'm guaranteed to have a really good meal when I eat at a Michelin restaurant. Yeah, and then just more study plans, packing lists, recipes, and yeah, just a bunch of random stuff. But I really don't use it that often. I also don't use any of these back pages, like the My 100. Yeah, but that's fine. This is serving my purposes. These are serving my purposes. This is serving my purpose right now. Really can't speak English, but I've managed to keep this video under 25 minutes, which was also my goal for this video. So if you made it this far, thank you so much. And I hope you're doing well. Have a great week, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.